Second and third graders, Mr. Noggle here for week 3 of online PE. This week I made the change for our warm-up website, so it's going to look a little bit different. You still have choices in how you do your warm-up, so try it out, see what you think, give me some comments if you like it. If you like it better than the one we did before, if you don't like it as much, we'll make some decisions on which one we want to use. After you do your warm-ups for 10 minutes, you're going to review your kicking. We did a kick target game last week where you picked 2 targets out and you tried to kick the ball between those 2 targets, whether it would have been 2 buckets or 2 trees or 2 spots on your house. So try that again to review your kicking. If you need some reminders on how to properly kick a ball, I invite you to go back to PE Week 2 and watch the video. I'm expecting that all of you can go find where you need to go to figure out what you need to do from here on out. I'm not going to be showing you all the time what you need to do if I've already gone over it. I would expect that you can go back now and look at those videos that we've already looked at if you need some help with it. So the new thing I'm going to have you do this week is dribbling a basketball, and I'm going to show you what I want you to do with that right now. Alright, second and third graders, dribbling a basketball. First thing I'm going to mention is you should probably do this outside because it's dark and scary outside, and Mr. Noggle gets the willies when a noise happens outside. He's inside right now, but when you're doing this activity, I would expect that you can go outside and do this on concrete or something hard that you can dribble on. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to look at your hand. And on your hand, you have the palm of your hand, and then you have your fingers, and then at the top of the fingers up here, not the fingertips, I want you to look at the finger pads or the fingerprints. Think of the part of your finger that you tap a keyboard with. That is what you're going to use to push the basketball to the ground. So anytime a basketball or some type of hand dribbling happens, you don't want to push it with your palm because that shows kind of a slapping motion. You don't get as much control with a slapping motion from your palm. So make sure you are using the finger pads or fingerprints to push the ball to the ground, and that makes it a lot more controllable for you. Second thing, we don't want to dribble the ball too high, way up here by our shoulders. The body part that we should be keeping the dribble below is our waist. So, especially if you can keep it down here below your knee, that's the best place to have it, but the waist is acceptable. Third thing, make sure your head is up. When we are playing a basketball game or when we're starting to walk while we dribble, we do not want to be looking at the ball when we do it because we could run into somebody, or we're not going to be able to see somebody coming to steal the ball from us because we're too busy looking at the ball. So keep your head up while you are dribbling. That is going to be the toughest thing for you to do, especially for some of you who are just learning the finger pad thing. You're going to be really focusing on pushing that ball to the ground because we don't want to see dribbling that happens like this. Okay? We want to see that ball come back to your hand from you pushing it down to the ground. The toughest part is going to be not watching the ball when you are dribbling. Keep your eyes up. The last thing is, a lot of basketball coaches teach you to protect the ball. What do you do with this arm that's not dribbling? So you can put your arm out there, keep it in front so that if somebody were to come and try to steal it, they're going to hit your arm first before they hit the ball. So that's how you're going to dribble the ball correctly. Take your time going through all of those steps. First fingers, then keeping track of where the ball is with height, then making sure your head is up, and then lastly, once you're starting to walk with the ball, then you can put your arm out in front. So what I want you to do to practice for this, start with just finding a spot anywhere and just start dribbling the ball. And start by pushing it to the ground, then start by making sure that the ball doesn't come up to your waist, and then pretty soon you can start dribbling without looking at it. Once you get comfortable doing all of those 4 things that we've talked about in a spot, start walking with the ball. And do this for about 10 minutes. 3rd graders, if you're already comfortable doing the walk, I would invite you to go ahead and start trying to run or jog. Maybe a controlled jog would be the best way to say it with the basketball. And if you can, try to speed up a little bit as you're going with the basketball. The faster you can dribble a ball and keep it under control, the better it's going to be for when you're playing a game. So this is what I want you to do for dribbling. So your dribbling, your kicking, and your warm-up with the new website, those should take about 10 minutes apiece. That is day 1 of what I would like you to try out for this week in PE. For day 2, I want you to try out the website again that we're starting this week for warm-ups. Second, I would like you to review skipping, grapevine, and sliding. Do each of those for about 5 minutes. And if you are struggling again with some of those movement patterns that we've been working on, go ahead and go back to PE Week 2 and PE Week 1 videos for some review on that. Lastly, for this week, we're going to work on forward rolls. And I know this is scary for some of you. So what I've done is I've got a great YouTube video that I would like you and your parents to watch so they know what you are trying to do. And then the 2 safety rules I want you to know for this activity. Number 1, find a spot that is clear of any objects that you can do your forward rolls with. If you have a big living area, living room, maybe a big hallway, something like that, where you're not going to run into anything, make sure you have enough space to be able to do your rolls. Sometimes a backyard with good grass in it is a good place to do this activity. And then secondly, as our PE assistant says, make sure you tuck your chin to your chest. Don't leave it out where your forehead can hit the ground. And the gentleman who is on the video will remind you of that, and you'll be able to see what a forward roll should look like. They do it even better than I can do it, I can promise you that. So remember, open space and tuck your chin to your chest for your safety measures for this week. Do that for about 10 minutes after you watch the video, and then your activities for week 3 will be complete.